Callisto Protocol is the newest game from industry giant Glenn Schofield, hot off the release of his hit game Dead Space 14 years ago. But between then and now, he's dropped some of the best games we've ever seen. Wait, is Dead Space the only good game this guy's ever made?
What about Modern Warfare 3?
Anyways, it begs the question, how does the spiritual successor compare to the original? I've never played Dead Space, so you've come to the wrong place for that answer. But while the general consensus of the Callisto Protocol is less than great, I actually really like this game. The Callisto Protocol tells the story of intergalactic freelance cargo transport duo James Lee and his best friend Max.
You shouldn't worry so much, you know? Live longer.
Until Max fucking dies. Then James, haunted by his friend's death, has to fight his way out of a moon prison or get swallowed up by the madness.
Big disaster.
The game largely takes place in that very same moon prison, navigating its winding corridors looking for any way out. Aided by the British eye in the sky, Elias Porter, who knows his prison all too well. Elias primarily talks to you through core, the neck implant painfully and forcefully inserted into you in the game's opening. This high-tech implant is how the player can see their health, with green, yellow, and red indicators. It also captures memories and thoughts, as you'll quickly come to learn as you assemble the only collectibles this game has, assorted audio logs known as BIOS. The BIOS serve to push the game's narrative along just as much as the cutscenes do, and I highly recommend you take some time to listen to each as you come across them. Now, all I ever heard about Dead Space was how good the puzzles were and how challenging but rewarding the combat was. I won't lie, I am a bit disappointed there are no puzzles in this game, but the second statement still rings true. The combat in this game pits you against alien zombie things, who you quickly learn are not interested in eating anyone's brains. They seem to be learning, progressively getting harder to beat with mutations galore. The melee combat here is extremely satisfying and punchy, and while technically there's no timing window for the dodge, counterattacking is no easy feat, as the enemies are speedy to recover. The stealth kills are as satisfying as they are loud. Seriously, how did I not hear that? Initially armed with only a pickaxe, the combat starts off rather uninteresting, but as you print new weapons and gear, the arsenal you acquire makes you truly start feeling like a gun-slinging Jedi Knight. The upgrade system in this game is honestly very well done. Each upgrade felt worthwhile and made this game's brutal difficulty much more manageable. And this game is hard. I was only playing on the standard difficulty for my initial playthrough, and some of the sequences were mind-numbingly difficult. I just started playing the game in the hardest difficulty now for the platinum, and I'm already on the verge of looking for the nearest ledge to jump off of.
What the hell? How many times do you have to hit that fucking thing?
One of the biggest complaints I saw about this game was the performance on PC. Luckily for us on PS5, the performance is acceptable. It seems to be capable of sticking very close to that 60 frames it tries for in performance mode, all while touting some of the best visuals I've ever seen in a video game. Seriously, this game looks amazing. There's the occasional hitch, where the frames drop for a couple of seconds, but it's largely fine. The sound is the star of the show in this performance category. I played with headphones on and the soundscape was just amazing. I could hear every creepy noise our fellow alien zombies made, as well as the creaking of the prison in shambles. It's falling apart, and you can really tell in the sound. If you want an in-depth analysis on the performance of this title, I'd recommend the Digital Foundry's video. They do an amazing breakdown of everything from visuals to sound, performance, and it's great, honestly. The Callisto Protocol is a survival horror game. But as the story comes to its conclusion, it becomes more of a third-person action game, losing all sense of horror in place of bullet sponge bosses that kill you in one hit, one after another. But after 10 hours full of amazingly tense moments, it was a somewhat interesting, albeit annoying, change of pace. The aforementioned story conclusion was a mixed bag. When the unwinding conspiracy is finally in view and motivations exposed, I couldn't help but feel robbed of an ending, as Glenny Boy decides to set up for a sequel or DLC rather than an impactful conclusion. But an unsatisfying ending does not erase the hours of fun I had. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this title, and will absolutely see the DLC cycle through, and any potential sequel. If this is any indication of the Dead Space franchise, those games are immediately moving up my backlog.